If I lost every dollar tomorrow and had to rebuild my portfolio from scratch, I'd ignore 99% of what Wall Street tells you to track. I wouldn't watch CNBC, I wouldn't read analyst reports, I wouldn't build spreadsheets with 47 different metrics. I'd sit down at my kitchen table with 3 numbers, just 3. And I'd build wealth the same way Warren Buffett has for 70 years. Because here's what nobody wants to admit. Wall Street profits from your confusion. The more complicated they make investing, the more you need them. But Buffett's sitting on a $325 billion cash pile right now, and he's not using 300 numbers to decide what to buy. He's using 3. The same 3 he used to turn a $25 million candy shop into $2 billion. I'm going to show you exactly what they are and how to use them yourself. You don't need a Bloomberg terminal. You don't need to understand derivatives or credit default swaps. Wall Street wants you paralyzed by complexity because complexity creates dependency. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Every additional metric you track actually reduces your returns. Not because the information is bad, but because it dilutes your focus. And here's where it gets interesting. Investment managers charging 2% fees track hundreds of data points, run sophisticated models, employ teams of analysts. Buffett tracks 3 numbers, eats at McDonald's, drinks 5 Cokes a day, and outperforms them consistently. That's proof that simplicity wins. Buffett's first number, return on equity. Return on equity tells you if a business is actually good at making money with the money it already has. Think of it this way. You and a friend each put $10,000 into a hamburger stand. That's $20,000 of equity. At year end, your stand made $4,000 in profit. You earned 20% on your equity. For every dollar you invested, you got 20 cents back in annual profit. But here's what most investors completely miss. Return on equity reveals whether a business has a moat. When a company consistently generates 20 or 25% returns on equity year after year, that's telling you something powerful. This business has competitive protection. Maybe it's a brand consumers love. Maybe it's a network effect. Maybe it's cost advantages nobody can match. Whatever it is, high return on equity sustained over decades is the fingerprint of an economic moat. And here's the kicker. Buffett doesn't look for one good year. He looks for return on equity above 15%, ideally 20% or higher, for 10 years minimum. That's the test of durability. Let me show you what this looks like. In 1972, Berkshire bought See's Candies for $25 million. People said Buffett overpaid, but the return on equity was north of 30%. Over 5 decades, See's has generated nearly $2 billion in pre-tax earnings from that $25 million investment. That's high return on equity compounding. Now contrast that with a business earning 5 or 6% on equity. You're barely keeping up with inflation. Those low returns signal you're in a commodity industry with no protection. And here's a surprising fact. You can find return on equity on any financial website in about 30 seconds. Most investors never look at it because they're watching the stock price bounce around. The stock price tells you what other people think today. Return on equity tells you what the business actually does year after year. Buffett's second number, debt to equity. The debt to equity ratio is your safety filter, because Buffett's #1 rule is to never lose money. Debt to equity tells you how much borrowed money a company carries relative to shareholder ownership. Back to that hamburger stand. You and your friend put in $20,000 equity. Then you borrow another $20,000 from the bank. Now you've got $20,000 in debt and $20,000 in equity. That's a debt-to-equity ratio of 100%. And here's what you need to understand. When business is good, debt amplifies returns. But when business slows down, when sales drop, debt becomes a death sentence. The bank wants its money back regardless. Buffett looks for debt-to-equity ratios below 50%. And here's the part most people miss. Low debt gives you offensive capability during crashes. When markets panic, companies buried in debt are fighting for survival. They're slashing costs, selling assets, desperately making debt payments. But companies with little debt, they're buying competitors. They're investing in growth. They're taking market share while everyone else is in survival mode. Let me give you a concrete example. In 2016, when Berkshire started buying Apple, people said Buffett didn't understand technology. But he understood the balance sheet. Apple had manageable debt and was sitting on a massive pile of cash. That's a fortress. When you're evaluating any stock, pull up the balance sheet. Total debt divided by shareholders' equity. If that number is over 100%, ask yourself this: can this company survive if sales drop 30%? If the answer isn't obviously yes, walk away. But here's where the magic happens. You're looking for low debt combined with high return on equity. That combination tells you this is a wonderful business that generates so much cash internally it doesn't need to borrow. Those are the businesses worth owning forever. Quick pause. If you're looking for stock picks, Seeking Alpha has outperformed the S&P 500 by almost 8% over the last 12 months and by over 65% since 2022. Get 10% off their Alpha picks with the link in the description. Now on to Buffett's last number. Price to earnings. The price-to-earning ratio tells you whether you're buying at a fair price or getting ripped off. Because here's the fundamental truth. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. You can find the best business in the world, but if you overpay, you earn poor returns. Price to earnings is beautifully simple. It tells you how many dollars you're paying for every dollar of annual profit. If a company earns $5 per share and the stock is trading at $100, that's a price to earnings ratio of 20. You're paying $20 for every $1 of earnings. Now here's where most investors get this wrong. A low price to earnings looks like a bargain, but you have to ask why. Is the business dying? Is the industry collapsing? Sometimes a low price to earnings is a value trap. It looks cheap because it deserves to be cheap. On the other hand, a high ratio might be justified if the business is growing rapidly. But when ratios climb into the 30s, 40s, or 50s, you're paying for future growth that hasn't happened yet and might never happen. Buffett's sweet spot is price to earnings in the mid-teens to low 20s. When he bought Coca-Cola in 1988, the price to earnings was around 15. Reasonable for a business with over 30% return on equity, low debt, and a brand moat a mile wide. And here's the real magic. These three numbers together tell the complete story. Return on equity tells you if it's a great business. Debt to equity tells you if it's safe. Price to earnings tells you if you're getting a fair deal. All three have to pass. If even one fails, Buffett walks away. Here's a real-life example. In 2022, when tech stocks crashed, companies with 8% return on equity, 150% debt to equity, and price to earnings of 60 got destroyed. They fell 60, 70, or 80%. But companies with 25% return on equity, 30% debt to equity, and price to earnings around 18, they recovered within months. The fundamentals were sound. So here's exactly how you use this starting today. Don't look at just 1 year. Pull up 5 years minimum, 10 years if the company's been public that long. Is return on equity consistently high? Is debt stable or decreasing? Are earnings growing steadily? Consistency matters more than one spectacular year. Then compare the company to its competitors. If one business has 25% return on equity while another has 9%, that gap is the moat. And here's how to position based on where you are in life. If you're young, focus on high return on equity above everything. Compounding works magic over 30 years. If you're closer to retirement, consider debt to equity most heavily. You can't afford a company that blows up from over-leveraging. If you're hunting opportunities during crashes, watch price to earnings. When wonderful businesses get temporarily cheap because everyone's panicking, that's when you load up. Remember Buffett's wisdom. Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. These three numbers give you confidence to act when everyone else is scared. 3 numbers. That's it. Simplicity beats complexity every single time. And the rare ones that pass all three, those might be worth owning for the next 30 years. And none of this is personal financial advice. It's education so you can build your own plan. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe. We publish fresh content several times a week to help you understand the economy and protect and grow your wealth. And keep the momentum going. Watch How the Rich Make Money with Inflation. It's on the screen. In the description, you'll find links for 10% off Alpha picks. You'll also see a link to my Wealth Builder's Blueprint, a large collection of resources you can use to grow your wealth. I also included a link to Zach's Confidential, a more economical alternative to Alpha picks. Check them out. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.